both been in the music business for, I don't know how long, 45, 50 years. We're just very enthusiastic about new music and live performance. We just love the energy of it. That inspiration has never, ever left us. Like, that is what makes us breathe, live and breathe.
Basically what happened is a movie called Easy Rider happened in 1969.
Yeah.
Every teenager probably in the world was totally inspired by that movie. The very next summer, all of us were out on the highway with our thumbs out looking for adventure. We traveled everywhere, penniless, right? And it was a rock and roll culture thing. We went to rock festivals. We had parties in the ditches outside of the towns that we were hitchhiking, you know, and that culture is what spawned the rock and roll music community that you know of today. And we're all still living and breathing that culture from the day that we saw Easy Rider.
We listened to Chuck Prophet every day, all day long, for years. Sam Roberts Band, Lowest of the Low, James McMurtry, Drive-By Truckers,
5440,
Real Big Fish, Old 97s.
Cracker.
Yeah, Cracker, don't forget Cracker.
And recently a lot of Mrs. Henry.
Yes. Mrs. Henry is everything to us right now.
What brought us to Powell River was the housing crisis in Vancouver. We come from a neighborhood that we grew up in since we were teenagers, going back to 1970. And it's a neighborhood that's a multi-generational artistic neighborhood. We've watched people that were our age, you know, have children, and then we watch their children have children, so it's a multiple generation neighborhood. It's all centered around the arts and music community. Yeah, traditionally people in the music industry, they don't make very much money. We're driven by artistic things. So basically most of us were unhoused, and us, like many of our friends and relatives, have been forced to move to small towns like Powell River.
And we had sound systems that we had installed in venues in Vancouver. So one day we were out for a walk and we were talking. We said, well, we've got to figure out what we're going to do. Are we going to hang on to the sound systems, or are we going to sell them? Are we going to put shows on here? Can we do that? And we were walking by the Carlson. We said, oh, let's go in there and check and see what's going on there. And so they took us up here, and we couldn't believe that this was here.
Basically, it's a win-win situation for the Carlson Community Club and ourselves, because like a lot of these kind of old halls and legions and things like that, their patronage, the people that support them, they're aging out. You know, have you noticed that there's a lot of white-haired people in this town, right? And you know, they saw us as an opportunity to breathe new life into their venue, where we could attract younger people to come down and to be entertained and to be an economic revenue stream for themselves. And it's worked out really well for them and us. We book any kind of band, basically.
Any genre, yeah.
We don't really discriminate against music. East Van Live was a name that we attached to the very last venue that we had in Vancouver.
It's our brand.
We come from a neighborhood that's been traditionally called East Van all the way back to the 40s. And so we feel like deeply connected to that neighborhood. We named our nightclub East Van Live because it was basically there to showcase the kind of music that's prevalent in East Van, either from the bands that come from East Van or the bands that come to play in East Van. And because of social media, our community is still thriving.
We've both been involved in original music for many decades, and those are the bands basically that need to be heard. They all stay at our place as well. We don't socialize a lot, so when we have the bands over, that's our social time. And it makes for a great show too, because the band is relaxed. They come in here, they've slept really well, and they get up on stage and they know everything is going to be good. And then there's Carol over there too. She caters all our meals for the bands as well. We couldn't have landed in a better place if we tried. It's absolutely the best place we've ever been in. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, they're 100% supportive of us in every single way. And if it's something that they can't say yes to right away, then they're on it immediately to make sure that they can say yes. So it's been wonderful.
Yeah, it's been truly accommodating. We're so used to just fighting like Viking warriors in the face of adversity. I mean, that's really what the music industry is generally like. But when we arrived here, it was like, homesteaders arriving at some fertile land where we knew we could grow crops for generations. And it's been truly great. The people here in the town have been so supportive, especially the people in the Carlson.
It's been amazing. We're thrilled, right? Because this is where it happens.
This is our comfy zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Carlson Loft is our comfy zone.